Syracuse this evening, activists gathered in front of the federal building, calling on local officials to establish legal protection for women's access to abortion nationally. Organizers say that although the Supreme Court decision would not affect New York State's law on abortion, they want their voices to be heard to ensure that women across the country have that same right. Of that pool of protesters today, our Connor White met one woman who says this isn't her first fight for women's rights to an abortion. Connor has that story.
Well over 100 people gathered in downtown Syracuse Tuesday evening.
We're not going to take it.
Responding to a majority opinion indicating the Supreme Court will overturn Roe v. Wade in the coming months.
This is a blow. This is very frustrating.
Paving the way for states to choose to completely ban abortion no matter the circumstance.
This decision is going to be very cruel.
Protesters pointing out that the expected Supreme Court ruling will only end safe access to abortions, bringing signs making strong statements like women will die in back alleys and no wire hangers, we won't go back.
It's obscene.
Onondaga County Legislator Kuhn didn't expect to be at a protest like this in 2022, after fighting for abortion rights before the Roe v. Wade decision in 1973.
This is what I looked like back then. This is what I look like now, and I'm still doing it. This is unacceptable.
No counter-protesters this evening. This past January, the Syracuse Right to Life Association marched downtown calling for an end to abortion. The group declining to take our questions today. A recent national poll shows 58% of Americans support legal access to abortion in all or most cases.
It's not so much about life or babies. It's about keeping women in our place and ultimately trying to go back to the 19th century.
Abortion is legally protected in the state of New York, regardless of what the Supreme Court rules.
Abortion bans anywhere threaten all of us, and we're at a crisis moment.
Protesters with Women's March Syracuse looking to avoid the overturning of Roe, concerned that other long-established rights like contraception and gay marriage will be next.
Feel ready for the fight?
A leaked draft decision revealing a woman's right to make decisions about her body is dominating conversations, but not for all the same reasons.
A lot of people could be processing what seems like the overturning of Roe versus Wade very imminently in a lot of different ways, whether that's an emotion that's happy or sad or just undecided.
This is going to be yet another opportunity to feel all the feelings. For some, this will feel devastating, and for those individuals who feel strongly for a woman's right to her reproductive system versus people on the other side of the conversation who feel very strongly in their beliefs.
Licensed psychologist Tanya Pelletieri says the idea of Roe versus Wade being overturned is a polarizing issue.
This might be a position victory, but that it's going to have an impact on people, and I think we have to recognize that.
It might get you thinking about your values and how you stay true to yourself while respecting a different opinion, whether it's with your coworkers, your friends, or around your family table.
How do you suggest people start to navigate thinking about how will this come up in conversation?
Staying away from our friends and family is just not an option when it comes to tough conversations. I think similar to issues that surrounded the pandemic, we just need to listen to each other. I think, there's a place to provide your opinion. There's a place to pontificate. When you're with friends and family, just listen.
And for parents, it could be a new challenge.
How do you process that to process and talk to a child about it?
We have to maybe dialogue as parents together, as professionals and parents together, and what that's going to look like and how that's going to change.
Pelletieri says this is an opportunity to learn from each other and have meaningful conversations face to face, and if you can, help to lead them.
People who are kind of, in that neutral zone, act neutral and help the situation remain neutral instead of getting so emotional.
A manager at a Greece post office and an employee at a Henrietta post office are charged tonight with being part of a drug ring.
Federal investigators say Ladder Road post office manager Ralph Minnie used the mail to send and receive drugs. Henrietta post office employee Grace Lopez is accused of helping him.
As Carla Rogner reports, investigators say the drug operation has been going on for years.
Yeah, federal investigators have been tracking Minnie and Lopez since receiving a tip about the drug operation in 2018. The charges were filed in mid-April after about 4 years of watching the alleged drug operation on surveillance video and collecting information through confidential sources. The Greece post office on Ladder Road is at the center of a drug ring investigation. Ralph Minnie, a manager there, has allegedly used the mail to send and receive cocaine and marijuana since 2018. Investigators were tipped off by a confidential source 4 years ago. They installed cameras at the post office and at Minnie's home just down the road. They say he's been seen intercepting boxes of drugs mailed from California, shipping boxes of drugs from the post office, and bringing drugs to and from his home. It was there he would occasionally meet with what investigators call co-conspirators. Federal investigators say other USPS employees helped Minnie with the operation, and video even shows another employee using drugs in Minnie's office. Henrietta post office employee Grace Lopez is also facing federal charges in the case. She is accused of selling the drugs she would get from Minnie. A confidential source told investigators the two were in a relationship. According to court documents, investigators would send that source armed with a microphone and cash to purchase drugs from Lopez. Then the source would turn the drugs over to the feds as evidence. In one of many recorded conversations, Lopez allegedly said she could obtain 10 pounds of marijuana through the mail every day. According to the complaint, Lopez told the tipster in late 2018 Minnie knew he was being watched, and that the operation stopped for about a month before resuming in January 2019 and continuing through last month. A USPS spokesman says the agency is aware of the investigation. Both Minnie and Lopez are still on the Postal Service payroll, but Minnie is no longer engaging with the mail. Authorities say it is likely Minnie has been supplying other Western New York postal workers with drugs, and it's unclear if there will be more charges. Minnie is in custody and expected to appear in court tomorrow. We reached out to his attorney for comment but did not get a response. Lopez was in court yesterday and she's free pending her next court appearance in June. Both are charged with possessing and distributing cocaine and marijuana.